Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. So you guys voted for the next video that you wanted to see, and it is going to be the books that I have been loving over the past year. I've read quite a few books and they're all extremely different, and I'm the type of person who reads books based on recommendations. Some of the books I had to read for school, but actually really enjoyed them, so I will be sharing them as well. I also am the type of person who doesn't necessarily want to know exactly what the book is going to be about before I read it, so I will be kind of vague with my descriptions in case any of you want to read the books that I am mentioning in this video. I'll give you like a brief overview and then you can decide if you want to read it or not. So I just have them all written down, and if I don't have the physical book with me, I will just insert a picture of the cover of the book so you know what you're looking for. So it looks like for this year I've read a few self-help books, I've read quite a few sci-fi books, and some plays. So I'm going to start with the shortest list, and that is the plays that I have read. The plays that I have read were for school, but I genuinely really enjoyed them. And after reading them, I don't have a strong urge to see them on Broadway or anything like that. If I watch a movie after I've read the book or play, it almost ruins it for me because I like the vision that I created in my mind. I think that is the beauty of reading. So I'm going to try my best to make this as quick as possible. I'm going to start with the first book, and it is a play. This is Who Was Afraid of Virginia Woolf by Edward Albee. And this was required for school reading. I absolutely loved it. It is hilarious to me. So this is about a married couple. The husband is a professor, I believe, and they are dealing with some marital issues in a very crazy way. So that's what I will say about this play. I really enjoyed it. I think I finished it in one day. So that is the first book that I've read. The next play was A View from the Bridge by Arthur Miller. So this book is about a guy named Eddie. It takes place in Brooklyn. There's a situation with his niece, some immigrant family that comes to stay with them. There's a lot of drama. I really enjoyed this one. The thing I really like about these plays is that even though they were set in a time period that we are no longer living in, some of the issues and situations that are brought up are things that are still relevant today. So I really like this one. The next two I don't have the books for. So the next one is Cat on a Hot Tin Roof by Tennessee Williams. I absolutely love that one. We actually watched that play in class and I really enjoyed it. It was about a wealthy man and his family and his son and his daughter-in-law, and his son dealing with accepting his sexuality. During that time, it was definitely not as open as it is today. So I really enjoyed that play. The next one was Fences by August Wilson. Many of you may know that the play was made into a movie that starred Denzel Washington. I know a few people said that they didn't like the actual movie. I personally enjoyed the play better than the movie. So Fences was set in the 1950s, and really quickly it's about an African-American man who is trying to make his way in a very racist, divided Pittsburgh. He also deals with many marital issues. I personally enjoyed this play, and we had to do a paper on our favorite play. I chose this one because it was the one that I felt like I could relate to the most. So that's Fences. So the next few books that I have read are sci-fi books, and I took a sci-fi course in school because I just needed an upper English. It seemed fun. I wasn't necessarily into sci-fi or anything like that, but after finishing the course I absolutely fell in love. There are people who love it, some hate it. I personally really enjoy sci-fi. Not all of it. The ones that I've read, obviously my professor knew the best ones to pick to get us engaged. I like the fact that sci-fi is really real life, and some people can't see past the technical, the aliens, the computers talking, to understand what they are trying to show us as readers. So the first sci-fi book that was my absolute favorite is called The Puppet Masters, and it is by Robert Heinlein. So this one is about an alien form that finds its way on Earth and finds a way to control the humans. I guess that's as much as I will say about it because I really don't want to give it away. I love this book and I will read it again just for fun. The next one was The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, and this book, it took me some time to get into because it is very fictional and some of the words are made up, and it just took a while for me to get into it. But what this one is about is it's a planet time period where there are no genders. Genders are very fluid, and there's one man, the main character, who is a man trying to navigate his way through this genderless society. They look at him as like an outcast, he's different, and this one is really good. Just give it some time to get into. Another sci-fi book that I really enjoyed was Wildseed by Octavia Butler. I don't have that one with me. It was a library book, but that one is about a woman who is a shapeshifter. Yeah. And the last one was Old Man's War by John Scalzi, and I love that book. That book is about when elderly people reach a certain age, they sign up for something like the military and fight a war in space. It sounds crazy. It was so good. I could not put that book down. I might have cried. It was a really good book. Okay, now on to more of the self-help books. The first one I'm going to mention is called On Self-Love, The Remembering by Jay Chevay. One of my dear friends actually wrote this book and I purchased it from her. She left me a really cute note on the inside. And this is the type of book that I'm not just going to sit and read the whole thing. There are different short poems throughout the book, and I like to just randomly open it to what is there. And a lot of these things I can relate to just as a young woman experiencing life, love, heartbreak, navigating through relationships. This is a great read for young women. I think there's a lot that she wrote about that is relatable. The next book is called Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I love this book. I don't remember where I saw it to make me want to pick it up and read it, but I did. And I've been learning about manifesting and the law of attraction and speaking things into existence for a really long time, but clearly I haven't mastered it. I don't know if anyone is at that level yet, but books like this are always a reminder that our minds and the things we think about are so important when it comes to the type of life we wish to live. So I really like this one. The next book was actually an audiobook, and it was The Book of Joy with the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu. That book was so incredible. I really liked that I chose to listen to the audio of that one. Something that stuck with me throughout the book was about worrying and how useless it is. And if there's a situation that you can't change, then there's no reason to worry about it. And if there's a situation that you can change, there is no reason to worry about it. So essentially, worrying is not necessary. I really like that. That book was definitely one that I would recommend for everyone to listen to or pick up and read if you like. Another book that I've read is called She's Still There by Crystal Evans Hurst. And that book is for women mostly. And it is really about as we grow up, and as we change and evolve and live our lives as women, some of us sometimes can forget that light that we had in us as little girls. And she tells personal stories and reflects on the moments that she realized her light had started to dim. and she allowed outside things to take her off her course, and she's kind of just giving tips and advice about getting back on track and living your best life. I really enjoyed that one. So the one that I'm working on now is Own Your Glow by Latham Thomas. I love Latham. I read her Mama Glow book. It was gifted to me while I was pregnant, and I've absolutely been in love with her and the work she's doing and empowering women, especially moms and moms to be. And this one is for all women and owning, you know, who we are as these powerful feminine beings. I like this book. I'm taking my time to get through it because there are different like rituals and I guess like workbook style entries and things like that. Really like this one, will recommend it. Another one that I'm reading right now is called The Wrinkle Cure, Unlock the Power of Cosmeceuticals for Supple, Youthful Skin. And I'm trying to just learn more about skin and skincare because I've become obsessed. So this is just the first book about skin that I've picked up. Right now at this point in my life, I'm not necessarily worried about wrinkles, but they also give a lot of great tips about diet and products that are used on the skin to help you just stay as youthful looking as possible. So I believe that is it. I've read more books than what I've shared, but these are the ones that really stuck out to me, that I remembered off the top of my head, that I really enjoyed. And I'm happy that I sat down and did this because I've read more books than I thought I had. So for the coming year, I hope I read twice as many books. I definitely want to get into some biographies and autobiographies, more nonfiction, probably a lot more books on health, wellness, skincare. I tried to make this video as quick as possible to not bore you guys, but if you have any book recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. I love book recommendations. I always take them. Thank you guys in advance. I will talk to you in the next video, which will be the skincare that I've been loving. So as always, live light, love heavy, and be well. Bye.